Okay. Hello friends. Welcome in Object Oriented Programming through C#.NET. Our today's session is on .NET Framework. .NET is nothing but network enabled technologies. .NET is the system which is used for developing various kinds of applications, like we can develop desktop applications, we can develop CUI, means command user interfaces, for example DOS, Unix. We can develop GUIs like graphical user interfaces, for example for Windows, Linux, etc. With the help of .NET technologies, we can also develop web-based applications and we can also develop mobile applications. .NET technologies has lots of things like different languages, different technologies and different servers. .NET has different languages like VB, C Sharp, J Sharp, VCPP, etc. It has different technologies like ASP.NET, ADO.NET, etc. Different servers are there, that is SQL server is for data DB server, IIS server is there, that is web server, BizTalk, that is integration server. For Porter server there is a SharePoint. Then our next point is a .NET framework. .NET framework is a software development platform developed by Microsoft for building and running Windows applications. For .NET framework, we will see different points like what is .NET framework, its architecture of .NET framework, different components of .NET framework and different principles, design principles of .NET framework. First point is a .NET framework. .NET framework is software development platform developed by Microsoft. It is mainly used for building and running Windows applications. .NET framework consists of developer tools, programming languages and libraries to build desktop and web-based applications. It is mainly used to build websites, web services and games. .NET framework was meant to create applications which would run on the Windows platform. The first version of .NET framework was released in the year 2002. The version was called as .NET Framework 1.0. The latest version or current version of .NET Framework is Framework 4.7.2. .NET Framework mainly used for the both, that is form based application as well as web based applications. Framework also supports various programming languages like Visual Basics, C Sharp, etc. Next point is .NET Framework architecture. .NET Framework is a programming model for the .NET platform that provides an execution environment and integration with various programming languages for simple development and deployment of various Windows and desktop applications. It consists of class libraries and it is reusable components. Here you can see that .NET Framework architecture diagram. It is mainly has different three parts, that is CLR, it is nothing but common language runtime, library, that is framework class library, and different languages are there. Different components of .NET has three parts, that is common language runtime, base class libraries and different languages. So You can see here common language runtime is playing vital role into that. Different features are there like multiple language integration, common type system, debugging and profiling, garbage collection, versions and deployment control, security, etc. .NET Framework has base class libraries like configuration, messaging, threading, I/O, globalization, code DOM, security, data, XML, etc. And different languages which is used for the to develop different applications like ASP.NET, Windows Forms and console applications. So, first of all we see first component of .NET, that is Common Language Runtime, that is CLR. Uh, the Common Language Infrastructure, or we can say CLI, is the platform in .NET framework on which the .NET programs are executed. The CLI has different features like exception handling, garbage collection, CLS, uh, or common language specification, and common type systems. Exception handling is nothing but exceptions which or errors which can occur when application is executed. Different examples for exception handling, like if we want to open a file on the local machine but file is not present at current location, or mm, we we pass the different or wrong location of that file, then at that time error has been occurred or exception has been occurred, and it can be handled by CLR. Another example, if we want to fetch some records from the database and the connection of that database is not valid, at that time also exception can be occurred and it is handled by the CLI. Next is a garbage collection. Garbage collection is nothing but the process of removing unwanted resources when they are no longer required. Means unwanted files or memory can be removed after uh, repeated intervals. For example, a file handle which is no longer required, then when the application has finished all operations of that file, then the file handle may no longer be required and its memory will be free. This is nothing but the garbage collection. Next is the CLS, means Common Language Specification. It is nothing but a set of base rules for all .NET languages which has to adopt to interoperate with each other. After compilation, all .NET languages had generate same type of intermediate language code. So CLS has the language specification rule for the all .NET languages. Means after compilation, the code generated by each language is the same. So CLS provides base rules, same set of base rules for all .NET languages. So they can be interoperate with each other. This is nothing but the common language specification. Next is the common type system. Type means data type. So all .NET languages should adopt the same structure, that is they should have uniform size. This is nothing but the common type system, means all languages like C Sharp, VB.NET, so Java, J Sharp, these all languages should have same data type. Okay, so it have uniform size. This is nothing but the common type system. See, for example, suppose there is a VB.NET language which has uh, some different data types like integer. So in its CIL code of integer is int32. Then for the data type single, its CIL code is nothing but the single. For the boolean, its CIL code is the boolean. See, for the C#.NET, for int, the CIL code is int32. See here, for the VB integer, its CIL code is int32, and for integer in C#, CIL int C#, its CIL code is int32. For the float variable, float data type, its CIL code is single. Means in VB.NET, for the single variable or single data type, its CIL data type is a single. So here we can see that the similarity, it's float and single which has a unique size, uniform size. Okay. For the bool in C#, its CIL code is a boolean. So it uses only one memory byte in VB for the boolean data type and in C# for the bool data type. Its CIL code is similar, that is boolean. Here you can see for the VB integer data type is there. In C# there is int data type. Okay. When what happens in common type system, integer data type is there, but after compilation it will become int32. Similarly, in C# there is int data type, after compilation it will become int32. So here we can say see uniform size, and all data types of the .NET languages should will adopt the same structure. Okay, this is nothing but the common type system. Next point is a .NET programming language platform. A developer who develop an application in a variety of .NET programming languages, and each has 3 levels. First one is the language. The language is nothing but VB.NET, C#, etc. So developer can use different languages. Most commonly used languages were VB.NET, C#, etc. So here in figure you can see level 1 is the languages. Then next level is the compiler. So there is a compiler which will be separate for each programming language. Means each different programming language has different compiler. So for VB.NET there is different compiler, that is VB.NET compiler. For C# language there is different compiler, that is C# compiler. It can be shown in level 2. Next, level 3 is there, common language interpreter. It is nothing but a final layer of .NET program which would be used to run a .NET program developed in any programming language. So subsequent compiler will send the program to the CIL layer to run the .NET applications. So developer must use these 3 levels when development of any program or application. That is, first level is the language, second level is the compiler, and third level is a common language interpreter. So in .NET framework we have seen earlier common language runtime. Now next second part is their class libraries. .NET framework includes a set of standard class libraries. See, a class library is nothing but a collection of methods and functions. So for the same purpose we used a different set of instructions we say that the functions. So these functions or methods provided by .NET framework with the help of class libraries. So for example, there is a class library with methods to handle all file level operations. So there is a method which can be used to read the text from the file. Similarly, there is a method to write text to a file. We can access or we can store different libraries, class libraries with the help of system and star. System.star.class name. Okay. Namespace is there which is used for the logical separation of that methods. So categorically these class libraries has been sorted into .NET framework. This is our second part of framework, that is class libraries. Next is the languages. The type of applications that can be built in .NET framework is classified broadly into the following categories. First one is the Windows forms. Windows forms are nothing but this is used for developing form based applications which would run on the end user machines. Second part is the ASP.NET. ASP.NET, it is used for developing web based applications which are made to run on any browser such as Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, etc. The web application would be processed on the server which would have Internet Information Services which must be installed. Internet Information Services or IIS is a Microsoft component which is used to execute an ASP.NET applications. The result of the execution is the sent to the client machine and output is shown in the browser. This is nothing but the ASP.NET. And last point is ADO.NET. It is nothing but the technology is used to develop applications to interact with databases such as Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, etc. So, this is the third point of the .NET framework library. Sorry, .NET framework, that is languages. Our next point is .NET framework design principles. There are many design principles of .NET framework uh, is there to make it very relevant or for creating .NET based applications. First one is the interoperability. It is the .NET framework provides a lot of backward support. Suppose if you had an application built on an older version of .NET framework, then and if you want to access it in latest version, then .NET framework supports interoperability, means you can access your application in recent version. Next point is the portability. It is nothing but .NET framework made to work on any Windows platform. And now in recent times Microsoft is also visioning to make Microsoft products on other platforms like Linux, iOS, etc. Next point is the security. Security is .NET framework has a good security mechanism. Means the inbuilt security mechanism is there which helps in both validation, verification of applications, etc. So .NET Framework provides security to our applications. Next is the memory management. The CLR does all the work or memory management. The .NET Framework has all the capability to see those resources which are not used by a running platform. It would then release those resources accordingly. It also done garbage collection when memory of that applications are managed. These are different .NET Framework design principles which provided by .NET Framework. Thank you.